Alright, so we got the Samsung Galaxy A71 5G T-Mobile edition. So I'm pretty excited about this. I wasn't going to get it because it's a little pricey, but then T-Mobile had a deal where if you add a line, you get it for half price. Then they had a deal where you can add a line for free. So I was like, book it. Let's do it. So, the box is fairly small, actually. I got insane fast shipping on this thing. So yeah, I want to say it was here in maybe 30 hours, right? Like, if it said it was out of stock, I still ordered it through T-Force on Twitter, and then it just showed up at my house almost no time later. That didn't work. In here, it's just the Samsung box, the weird little flap, just this paperwork that they, I guess, are required to send you, and a SIM ejector tool, which I will promptly lose, I'm sure. This looks dirty. They sent me a dirty phone. That's why it came so quick. It is totally dirty. I wonder if this thing was used already. SIM card, which I am going to use. Normally I wouldn't, but since this is an extra line, I'm just going to test it out. In the box we have a fast charger that's also not wrapped in plastic. I am starting to wonder if this was a return. Shouldn't have been. Hopefully it doesn't have COVID. So there's the charger. USB-C. It's the new trend. I mean, C's been around for a while, but a lot of the phones were still A to C, and now these are C to C. Like a CNC Music Factory, if you're old enough for that reference. So let's take this dirty looking paper off of this thing. So there is some plastic. Samsung always puts on like little stickers up here. Mostly one piece. Nope, there's another piece. Alright, so I believe I got everything off of it. It has a weird like texture on the back. You see that little rainbowish sheen? There's like a line right in the middle. It's pretty neat. Camera bump. Looks big in pictures, but it's pretty small in person. I mean, it sticks out a little bit, I guess, but it size-wise is barely bigger than my finger. This is the T-Mobile REVVLRY Plus. Obviously, it's an OtterBox, but you can see it's about the... It's with the OtterBox is smaller than this one. This is 6.4 inches. This is 6.7. And we also just got this LG. And it has an OtterBox, so it looks bigger, but I think they're the same size phone, essentially. Actually, it looks like it's a little taller. The Samsung's going to be wider. That's what it is. I'll take that down in just a second. Alright, so on the device itself, you do have a headphone jack here, USB-C, and that's probably your microphone. Looks like only one speaker, unless this earpiece is also a speaker. And up top is your micro SD card slot, or your SIM card slot. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So yeah, you can get a micro SD card and a SIM at the same time. Let's go ahead and get this SIM card in, and now we'll boot them up. Standard T-Mobile tone.
Let's get started. Let me help you get set up more easily by guiding you through the steps.
Alright, let's go.
Let's look at the terms and conditions. Once you read and agree to these, Wi-Fi would be...
Alright, so now we're connected and looking for updates. Just for reference, here's my Note 10 next to it. So the Note 10 does seem to be a little wider, a little more square. Part of me was wondering if I could replace my Note 10 with this one and just let the boy keep his old phone, but he seems to think he's getting this phone. But the Note 10 is pretty extraordinary, so I don't think I'm ready to part with it yet. I'm not going to copy. I'll sign in with his Google account. Alright, so now we're getting set up. I generally use SwiftKey, so I'm not used to using the Samsung keyboard, but I kind of like it. I used it for a long time, and then I finally moved over to SwiftKey. You can do facial recognition, fingerprint, pattern, or pin. You can do fingerprints. And I believe this is on screen. And look at Samsung Knox. So this is a mid-range. I mean, it's still a $600 phone, so it's a decent price phone. All right, little warning bells. So yeah, it is on screen, I guess. Yep, there it is. I don't know if this is just a optical or if it's an ultrasonic like the higher end ones. Hopefully a future me will research that and put some kind of note in the editing of this video. But sometimes future me is lazy. So I've done a lot of fingerprint setups over the years for these phones, and this animation is different than the Note 10 used, certainly. And it seems a little slow, but that may not be anything. Alright, so now it's going to ask you if you want to install. This is pretty standard T-Mobile setup here. It's going to ask you what items you want to install. We don't want this McAfee. I don't think he uses the name ID. I'll leave it on there. Fuck it.
Into a Samsung account to get the most out of your device.
Alright, we're going to log in with the Samsung account. I was just trying to figure out his password. And this was a cool little animation when it comes on. Look at that. That looks pretty fucking great here. I don't know how much that's going to come across in the video, but I mean, granted, $600 is still a decent chunk of change. But alright, now we're back to regular Samsung stuff, or T-Mobile stuff, I mean.
Alright, we're all set.
Alright, so let's just take a look at what we got here. Swipe up. Let's see what's pre-installed. Standard Google stuff. All that we will use. Let's see if there's any free drive storage. Did not appear to be anything there other than just dumb stuff. Microsoft apps pre-installed. He won't use any of these. My son's going to use this, so he won't use any of these. He'll have to get used to the arrows being differently. He can move them, of course, but I assume if he's like me, once he tries his Samsung, he's not going to want to go back, so that's how I do mine. And, I'm the boss, so he'll just do it how I tell him to. Oh, some Samsung stuff in here. Samsung Health, he uses the Samsung Watch, so that's fine. Bixby's a piece of shit. My files I like. Samsung members, more or less useless. Smart things also more or less useless unless you're fully into that ecosystem. AR Zone, I don't know what that is, but I'm sure we won't use it. T-Mobile built-in apps, they asked us for these permission before, so that's fine. Samsung Global Goals is some kind of a charity thing or UN thing or something like that. We'll delete that off there as well. Samsung Notes is a fantastic notes app that I use all the time. YouTube Music, that's interesting. See, that's pre-installed. That's what he uses, so it's good. T-Mobile Play is a piece of shit. Samsung Pay, oh really, does this thing have Samsung Pay? I mean, he doesn't have any money, so it doesn't really matter, but it's pretty impressive. This actually has full-on Samsung Pay with MST. I'll have to research to see if that's on here or not. Facebook is stupid. Alright, Game Launcher, Google Play. Alright, so there's not a lot of stuff added here, right? I mean, some people will whine about those Samsung apps, but who gives a shit? Alright, so what we have here, couldn't sync notes because he's never had notes before. So Samsung has this thing where you can have dual apps with one, but he doesn't use Facebook, or at least he shouldn't be. Because it's stupid. Smart Switch is just Samsung's way of bringing stuff over. We're not going to need that. I don't know what app selector is, but we're getting some updates in here. Once these updates finish, we'll take a look at the settings and storage and all that. NFC is on there. A lot of people always ask me about NFC. I've almost never used NFC. I don't understand why people think that's a big deal, but hey, Bixby Routines, that's pretty good. So that's like Bixby Routines is like if then that, but Samsungified, and it works pretty great. NFC is on there again. I've never actually used NFC. I don't have any use for it. What's this do? Oh yeah, they have the stupid side key settings. I see. So this is important. If you're gonna get a new Samsung phone, this side button's mapped to Bixby, but you go to side key settings, and you can change it to a power off menu, and we'll just turn off the double press. Samsung Internet Browser, I think it's a really great browser. So far, we're not noticing any lag in the phone. It seems to be moving pretty swiftly. Alright, so let's go ahead and check the settings. So it shows on the May 1st security patch. It shows on the May 1st security patch, but we'll see if there's any updates available. It is July 8th, for the record. Alright, so it's updated to the May 1st security patch. Obviously it's July, so it could be great. It could be better than that, but both the T-Mobile REVVLRY and the LG Stylo are only on the April security patch. My Samsung Note 10 Plus and my LG V60 that I'm recording this on, I believe, are all on the June security patch. Yeah, so it's on June 1st on my Note 10 Plus, which is my daily driver. So it does have an always on display, so that's nice. I gotta turn it on now soon, but so let's go and check out some more stuff. So we did about phone, let's do storage. On Samsung phones, that's gonna be under device care. So you can see 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, 24 gigs are used currently. And let me go ahead and activate a couple things. I'm gonna go ahead and install Geekbench and we'll test that out. So yeah, if you've watched the channel, I recently set up the LG Stylo 6, and in turn I had to mess a lot with that T-Mobile REVVLRY Plus. Now granted, this is the first day we had this phone, it's fresh out the box, but it is pretty fast. It has a different processor, like not a standard processor. It'll be interesting to see how this thing scores on this app. It's a weird Qualcomm different number than you normally see. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to run the Geekbench on the Note 10 Plus, and we'll compare. And on the LG Stylo 6. This one should have pretty low scores. This one should have pretty high scores, and this one is a mystery. An enigma, if you will. So I don't know if it means anything from the test speed, but you can tell. I mean, I started this one first, of course, but this one's at 27% already, and this thing's at 4%. So it doesn't seem to be chomping through that. And like I said, my son's been using it. It runs pretty slow. I'll have a separate review, but I can pretty much tell you that this phone's going to go away. I might give it to somebody in my Discord, or I might sell it on eBay. Who knows? You can see the Note 10 is almost catching up. I mean, it's not almost catching up, but it's clearly making some ground, and the Stylo is not. Well, let's check out the REVVLRY 2 while we're at it. Here you can see the difference in screen size of the REVVLRY. So this is a really good phone, but after he's used the Stylo for a couple days, I think he's getting used to that bigger phone. So this is a pretty good phone. But like I said, after he's been using that Stylo for a couple days, I think he's going to get used to the bigger screen. Like personally, I can't stand a small screen, so I can't imagine going back to something as small as this. So 621 for the single core score. This is the Samsung, of course, the Samsung A71. We had like an A20, I think, for like a week, and it ran like dog shit. So we're at 90% here. Alright, so really it's not that bad. I mean, I don't know what the fuck these scores mean. I just know that a higher number is better. 703, 621, and again, 600 or 650, whatever it is, I don't remember off the top of my head. That is not cheap, obviously, but this phone was over $1,000 when I got it, and now granted, it's almost a year old now, so it's not worth that much. But it's probably still worth more than this. I could probably go on eBay and sell it for more than this one. And I'm not debating whether or not these phones are worth $1,000, because they're obviously not. But people are gonna pay it. Like I'm gonna pay it. I'm gonna buy the new Note 20 when it comes out, guaranteed. And it'll probably be well over $1,000. But if you can get this much phone for half the price of what this was, pretty fucking stellar. And these two shitbags are still running, right? So, but again, this phone is $350, I think, and this was $250. So you can add both these phones up and still not get what this would normally cost. I got it on a deal, which is the only reason I got it. Now, if I was buying for me, like I had no phone and I'm just starting out today wanting to buy a phone, I would probably buy this one thinking it was going to be a good deal, but it's so slow. This is probably, if I didn't have disposable income, this could be a strong contender for me because it's a large screen, it's a Samsung system, which I like, and it's performing pretty good. So this one was started afterwards, and it's already about to surpass the Stylo, so you can tell how bad the Stylo's running. And these are all T-Mobile phones, so that's part of the point of reference here, right? So if you're like, I'm going to buy a T-Mobile phone, I don't want to spend top tier money, maybe I can save a couple bucks with these two. You could. This is probably the better phone, the REVVLRY. Now, personally, I would still lean towards the Stylo because, the Stylo also has a stylus, hence the name Stylo. So it still has a stylus. I mean, it's nothing special about that stylus, but it is, while we're waiting for that to go through, we can go through some more settings. So there's a lot of stuff here. Again, if you've never had a Samsung phone before, this would be a great intro to the game, I think, because it seems almost having all the features of the Note 10. Display, you can set it for dark mode, which is cool. You can do adaptive brightness. Samsung, in my opinion, I've had a shitload of phones. If you watch this channel, I have a bunch of phones on here. And before I had this channel, I still went through phones like that because I just like cell phones. I definitely noticed that the auto brightness works like shit on an LG phone. It's fucking hot garbage on LG. On Samsung, it's pretty much perfect. And I guess Moto's okay, which is what this REVVLRY is, basically a Motorola phone. And Google was alright as well, but by far, no one's as good as Samsung with auto brightness. I don't know why, but it just happens to be how it is. Blue light filter, I do like that. We'll turn that on. I'm not going to turn it on now because it'll come on, but we can turn it on for a schedule, which I like. You know, you can turn it on schedule, come on, sundown to sunsets. So it lets you do sunset to sunrise. That way it's, you know, yellow when you need it to, right? And Samsung also had this a long time ago, this close all button. Older phones didn't have that. Samsung's always ahead of the game, so people hate on Samsung. Like the world famous Second Tony doesn't like Samsung products, but he's dumb, right? So that's a problem. So you can change. I mean, this looks almost straight up like my Note 10. Font size and style. We're gonna crank that up. Yeah, I guess while we're letting these go through, I can do this. So obviously the stylus doesn't work on here. So I'm just gonna see. You can tell. I mean, it's pretty much the same setting here. Let's crank that up one. Screen zoom. I'll put it right in the middle. Yeah. So again, I like a large phone, and I like my text large, right? I mean, I have perfect 20/20 vision. I had laser surgery to fix my eyeballs, but I still like the screen blown up. So here you don't see the resolution, because this, I believe, is only 1080p. It looks really good for 1080p, but this one, and so this one, that's one thing, the Stylo, the screen looks really good in the Stylo. You can't change the resolution, whereas on the Note you can. Screen zoom, of course, you have. Full screen apps. That will be things to get them to fit. So most of them will be set to auto, I believe, but we'll mess with that when it comes up. Screen timeout, I'm going to change that to 1 minute so we can not have to push this button every once in a while. Home screen layout. Pretty similar, right? Home screen maps, 4x4, 4x5. Badges. So this shit finally finished, 275, and this fucker is still running. This one started afterwards. So you can see different versions of about home screen. That's interesting. Home screen easy off, edge lighting, navigation bar. So you can move this if you don't like it, or you can change the icons, I think. Or no, you can't. You can change it to gestures. I fucking hate gestures, so I like it like this. That's how I'll leave it. You can make your phone however you want, but me, that's how I like it. Show charging information. That's good. So yeah, Samsung just has a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, there is an always on display. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Always on display. There we go. Tap to show. No, show always. I'll show it scheduled. There we go. So 7 a.m. to midnight. That's good. And this one's still running. So the Stylo, you can tell, it's not really in contention here if you're being serious about phones. And obviously, I'm serious about my phones. Alright, so there we go. So now you can see, if we turn this off, it should have the always on display. There we go. That's pretty great. Alright, let's see, wallpaper. Alright, so it has dynamic lock screen. Or you can do that. So that's good. So dynamic lock screen is pretty good. I don't know what Samsung Global goes to. So you can go to this, and you can choose any of these categories, and then if I do landscapes, and let's do art. Or landscapes is fine, I guess. So now when I go to wallpaper, there you go. So, and then every time it'll be something different. Well, that one didn't work. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's a good looking picture. So yeah, so now it'll be just to be a different one every time, right? And that's pretty neat. He'll put something stupid on there because he's a teenager, but it's pretty cool to do that, and they're great looking pictures. And then of course, shit you don't want, you can uninstall. Even the Samsung stuff, I'm pretty sure you can uninstall, like Samsung members. He's never going to use that. You can uninstall it. I don't think you can uninstall Bixby, but you can uninstall most things. Oh, this one you can't either, can you? We'll check out that later. Advanced features. So if you had more than one Samsung phone, you can link it to your Windows account. That's pretty good. Screen recorder, screenshots and screen recorders. That's pretty great. You can just record the screen. There should be a thing up here. So like if I use it for videos all the time, but like let's say you wanted to show someone in your family how to do something on a phone, you could just record it and then send it over there. Or there's any number of things. Dolby Atmos, music sound. I think headphones sound way better on my Note 10 than just about any phone. So I don't know if that's the Dolby Atmos or the settings. So yeah, actually that brings up another thing. Let's look at let's see, sound. There you go, sound quality effects. So there's an equalizer built in, adapt sound. So this is the best thing, right? If you have, I have the Samsung AKG headphones that came with, I believe, my Note 8 or 9, I forget, but I love these headphones. If you do this, it runs you through a set of tests. So it tests your ears, and then it will kind of tweak the sound for you. So, for my money, and I've had a lot of phones, Samsung phones always sound better to me as far as music goes. Why? And I listen to a lot of music. So, as far as from headphones, now as far as the speakers on the thing, I don't know. We'll see about that. Let's check out widgets, and then we'll wrap this shit up. So widgets, you got pretty standard stuff here. Weather, I guess, is the only thing they're really concerned with. So you can have the time and the weather, or the big weather, or just the individual weather. I guess if you don't want that with the dark mode widget settings, there we go. So you can turn that off and it won't have that background. So that's pretty good. Alright, so I've been running this. It is a day or a couple days later. I got an OtterBox case, the SYMMETRY clear OtterBox case. It fits very snugly. You can see it does leave fingerprints still, but you can still see that little shine a little bit through it. That's why it's a clear case. I ordered it directly from T-Mobile. It says 5G compatible, which is funny, and designed for Samsung. So T-Mobile never activated that SIM or my extra line. I filed a service ticket with them. They still haven't got it taken care of. It is now July 11th. So I just went ahead and put the SIM that was previously in the LG Stylo into here. And we ran some speed tests. I did a different video testing speeds. In my house, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and there is 5G here. I'm only getting LTE here currently. Sometimes I will get 5G in my house, but as of right now, when I'm trying to record this, I'm only getting LTE. But as you can see, those are pretty stellar speeds for LTE. Like again, this is the Note 10. We're getting about those same speeds on the Note 10 Plus, which is obviously a $1,000 phone. So we'll just do that. One more test. You can see, like I said, not currently getting 5G, but I'm in my basement. I have got 5G here before, but as of right now, I'm not getting it. So I'll have a separate video where I run a bunch of speed tests. I'll probably drive around town a little later on and record that as part of the separate speed test video that I'm making. But as far as the unboxing and looking at, I'm pretty happy with this phone. I've gone ahead and switched the SIM over, my son's SIM over to here. He's gonna start using this full time, and we'll probably, like I said, we'll probably get rid of both the LG Stylo and the T-Mobile REVVLRY. Alright, well, thanks for checking me out. Let me know if you have any questions. Just leave me a comment. I respond to probably 90% of my comments. So ask any questions away. We'll have some feedback, and we'll make a review video at some point of this as well. Alright, thanks for checking me out. Alright, so if you made it this far, why don't you go ahead and give me a sub, and I got cool shit. You'll like it. And give me a thumbs up. Alright, thanks for checking me out.